Did Rakia say she's not joining? I think I saw a message from her. Probably directly to me. Wedding.
Yeah, summer weddings.
I think with her, it's not really just summer. Almost every other weekend, there's a wedding somewhere.
Yeah.
I think she comes from a very large community, I guess. So,
yeah. She must be popular.
There's a big well, I think her people of her nationality, they respect marriages, I think, more than any other nationality. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my observation. And they really, and they all engage in the process.
Yeah, I attended one where we were like from Thursday until Sunday. It was all about wedding.
Yeah.
And every single day we just get up, make up, dress up, go, and come back late at night. It was nice though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Don't know if I can manage it. Sorry.
That's true. So anyway, we all already know each other.
Guys, I'm feeling a bit hungry. I've been hand washing because my washing machine broke. I've been washing and live.
Yeah, so I was saying, I think we should just get started reading the story because we all know each other already, so there's no need for intros.
Yeah.
The two new ladies, one of them has given apologies. She's not feeling well, Auntie Mary.
Awesome.
She's not feeling well. The other lady, she didn't respond to the Zoom thing. So I'm taking a call to join. We are reading Morshed Akhtar's story, which is on page 26, is it?
27.
27, sorry. Which is called Even the Rain Has an Identity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Right. So,
I was gonna allow others to read today.
Please.
Okay, so we can say, Morshed, you can read your bio. And then Auntie Catherine, you can read the first paragraph up to up to where it says you cannot go back to sleep even. I tried. Yeah. And then Rose, do you have the copy?
I don't think she has the copy.
Okay. So
the copy is in, I don't think she will be able to access the copy in. So I'll read for her.
So then you can read from I have yet to get to know this foreign rain.
Okay.
Up to the next page where it says format.
All right.
And then Titi can read, I don't know, up to the end. Sister Titi, do you have the copy?
I do.
You do? Okay. So Morshed, you can start.
So I will start from where, and where should I end?
You're just reading your bio.
Okay. Morshed Akhtar immigrated from Dhaka in Bangladesh at a mature age. He left his beloved country, friends, and families behind, but brought a wealth of memories with him. He is never bored, as he can see art in everything, and it is that art that motivates him. Morshed wrote this poem to show that while migrant communities all over the world share collective pain experienced through their life journeys, each will experience this pain differently.
Right. And then Auntie Catherine.
It was this morning, early morning, very early, and wakes me up this morning. The morning rains. Tap on the window with a piece of sound. It's not making a classical note of the Bible, parable,
Billable.
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 huh?
Billable.
Billable.
Billable,
Mm.
billable, and the voyable. What was that? I don't know. Not even the Jumo that I know for long. Still, I'm early in the morning. It wakes me up earlier than usual. It keeps me awake and doesn't let me go back to sleep. Cannot go back to sleep. Even I tried hard.
And
Yeah.
it's
No, I think I'm reading
oh, you. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I have yet to get to know this foreign rain. Foreign rain remains unknown. So this rain remains foreign to me with a strong identity. So even rain have an identity, do they? What is my identity then in this land? But does the rain also have a race? Which race do I belong to? Do they have citizen format?
Identity.
I don't know. I lost my understanding. I'm so worried. I still stay awake, wet inside. I am in this land for long, and they still say, it's not mine. It's raining. Am I a stranger, yet untuned, still?
So, Auntie Catherine, you were asking what Billawal, Biro, whatever, Biro B is.
Yeah.
They are what raga and the basis for
This is for the
eponymous musical mode in Indian classic music. So I take it from, if you look at what that line was saying, he's trying to say, you know, the rain when it's tapping on your window. Sometimes it can sound like a musical tune,
Yeah.
but though it had that tap, 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 tap sound on it, it wasn't the kind of musical sound that matches this. Is it a group or is it individuals? So this is known to him, but that sound that's made by the rain is kind of different to what he's used to. Was I getting that right, Morshed?
Yeah.
It's well, of course, I will share my ideas why I wrote this and what's the background, what I specifically mean by that. I would like to take this opportunity to hear from others, from all the participants in here as well. How do they interpret that, and what is their feeling after reading,
Yeah.
and what do they think about this poetry? So Certainly, I will share. Trust me, I will do that, of course. So I would like to hear from you all first.
Okay. Shall we start with Althea? You're on the top.
Oh, am I? Oh, I've been thrown in the deep end. Um, it's like wow. I wasn't even looking at what the moon. Um, in England, we know it rains almost every day. Summer rain, in spring rain, summer rain, even winter rain, and it rains. So as far as I mentioned that the rain is like a beat giving musical notes and part where we said if the rain have an identity, but I think we would identify when we listen to the raindrops. Everybody, I think, hears it in a different way, a different sound, because I can hear music and then somebody else like, how can you hear music in raindrops? It's just raindrops. How can it be music? Well, as yeah, so the author identifies the raindrops in a musical sound, like, and you can hear it like it sounds as if you're back home, because in Jamaica we have the tin roofs, and when the rain falls, oh, the music, the sound is so nice. When it's raining and the we call it zinc roof. So you get your music and you get your rhythm from those sounds, and you heard it in your own way. Yeah, so that's what I picked from it at this time. Yeah.
Okay. Auntie Catherine.
Yeah, speaking of the rain and from the experience of Morshed, um, I think mostly that experience comes when you recognize that you have been in a foreign land, but some things don't change because you are still yourself, and also from your origin, you are still the same person. And like what you said about the musical, um, he says even the rain is an identity. So I think when you look at it, like from us, Zimbabwe, our rain goes, it's a lot of rain that comes one time with lightning, with all the thunder and storm, and then all of a sudden it goes.
Mm.
Then you come to England, it's different. The rain is like persisting and it goes on like that. It doesn't, it's only now that we see the rain has changed, but it used to be very quiet. So when you are in a foreign land, I think you always go back to where you came from, what happened, what was happening with the rain, especially. And all these things, you always make note of them. So sometimes, as Morshed says, um, the rain that comes here, definitely you only hear it through the window sill, it goes, and then sometimes it goes off. But then it has woken you up, you can't sleep. And once you are awake, you are now um, thinking what happened, what used to happen at home. So you can take out the person from his country, but he always remains there. Sometimes I think that's the correct word. Yeah.
Okay. Sister Rose, what's your take on the poem?
Okay. What I was saying, In Jamaica, like when we have rain, we have some of the house them is zinc top. So when we have rain, rain dropping so hard on the zinc top, that's we inside, feel good. We only like we say, the food we want to cook while the rain is falling that heavy. That's a little part of
Okay. And then Sister Titi.
Yeah, so here I see somebody, Morshed, who is this cold rain, like people were saying, the rain that we have in tropicals, it rains, but it gets warmer quick. You don't continue to get cold. But here it's raining and he is cold. It's wet. He can't go back to sleep. And he's trying to make sense of this rain by trying to bring in the instruments that he knows, the music that he knows, but it's not fitting. So he just then wanted to identify, try to
Kind
give
of
it a name,
breaking.
Tits
so trying to give it a name or trying to focus what it, but he can't place it. That's why he's saying that. Does rain have an identity too? It's like, because it's so different from what I know. So is this the rain for this place? But he also wants to fit into this place and be a part of this place. It's still taking a lot of out of him, and he's feeling the challenges. That's when I think he says, I don't know. I lost my understanding because I'm trying to fit into this. I can't fit into it. I can't understand it. I can't even, like sort of, identify it. So, but I have to be here and I'm in here for a long time. What's going to happen? It is raining. I am a stranger. Maybe I'll get to understand it at some point. There is hope. There is missing something. There is this feeling of not being satisfied. Yeah, kind of. It's quite a lot.
It's quite interesting that you read something and you have these perspectives that come to your mind, but you don't actually think that other people are getting it differently. For me, there's a few things that came to mind when he talks about the identity, the rain having an identity, and he's asking, so does rain have an identity? And in my head, I automatically thought, yes, it does. Um, because you can actually identify that it's different from the rain that you're used to. Everybody has described how they hear and feel about the rain as they know it back from where they come from. I could resonate with rain falling on tin roofs, as some people would call it, and also rain falling on back home. We have a lot of places where they have asbestos roofs. And then we also have people who have roofs like here. Um, but I think the major difference in the sound of the rain comes from your state of mind. Like with me, because I'm in a foreign land where I always feel like I have to go the extra mile in order to be at the level of everybody else. The rain, it sounds different to me. Back home, when it rains, I'm feeling like, yes, if it's raining like this, we're going to have bumper harvest because my livelihood back home is mostly from what we harvest from farming. But here, if it rains, I don't have a farm. I don't have a relative with a farm. So rain here for me is more of a nuisance than anything. So when it rains, I get irritated. Because then I'm thinking I can't go outside. And while I'm inside, I feel restricted as to what I can do. And if it rains when I'm still in bed, I don't want to come out of bed, but I can't go to sleep. So being in bed becomes irritating as well. And I think all this irritation is not really about the rain. It's about me being here, uh, not as I would like to be, and not seeing myself as I would like to see myself, and feeling like I'm not seen as I would like to be seen. And that is negative vibe in my head. So I literally can find anything irritating. So yeah, my response there was that rain does have an identity. And from the whole poem, I think Morshed as an artist, you can tell that he's an artist because he talks about the rain, using music to describe it, and he talks about the sound that comes from rain, actually specifying where it's tapping on, and then trying to explain rain from an artistic perspective, rather than just me saying it's raining, it's irritating me because I can't go outside. So yeah, that's my take on the poem. You literally can tell from the poem that Morshed is in a foreign land. And no matter how long he's been here, he still feels like he's a foreigner. Whether that's because he's treated like a foreigner or because he's still got his foreign character, even though he's not there anymore, or maybe a little bit of both. I think that was kind of a bit of a curiosity for me out of the poem. It's something that I would like to hear from Morshed. Is it both? Is it you just feel foreign because you're seen as foreign, or because you see yourself as foreign, or because you don't want to let go of that which makes you foreign?
Thank you very much. Thank you all, and it was really lovely to hear your interpretation. Of course, because as Farisa mentioned that the writer, the artist, paint their artwork, write their works in their own way, but when they have got their different narration to that, but the reader, the audience accept that in a different way, maybe on the same way, but they add some narration to that as well. I can tell you a story about, you must have heard of Henrik Ibsen. Henrik Ibsen is a dramatist. Is one of the most famous play is called The Doll's House. If you haven't read that yet, I would insist to encourage you to read that. It says about the women, what is that called? Women empowerment and other things, women rights, that kind of things. And when that was written in sometime early 1900 or later 1900, something, anywhere, whatever the time frame is. Modern, that is modern play. The thing is, when he was asked by a group of journalists, you were talking about women rights in your play, that play, The Doll's House. Then Ibsen asked them in his reply, what is women rights? What is women rights? The point I'm trying to make in here is like, the time he wrote that piece, he was not aware of the human rights, women rights, women empowerment. He was not aware of that at all. But then this narration was added later on, based on the circumstances. He wrote the reality, wrote what he has seen in the reality. He reproduced that reality in his play. Yeah. So, but the thing is, I'm not Henrik Ibsen. I'm not claiming myself as Henrik Ibsen. But what I'm saying is like because maybe it is because we all have got our own identity. I mean, when I said identity, I don't want to be mean. We are immigrant in this country. And Farisa, is this being recorded?
Yeah.
This is recorded. So if you can hear me well, I would insist you, if you want, you can make another piece, distinguished piece based on my conversation here, because I'm going to say what is the background of this writing, why I wrote that, and what I was thinking when I was
Okay.
writing that, and a little bit of cultural background as well. So by this time, you all know that I am original from Bangladesh, and I came in this country at a matured age. When I already got married, I have a child, then I came in here. And I have got a pet name, which my family and my very close friends know me by that name, which is Badul. And meaning of Badul in Bengali is rain. So rain is one of my, not only me, many people like me and many people like in Bangladesh, and not only in Bangladesh, everywhere, I think, rain is is considered as like very romantic thing. It's the way it taps, the way it falls on the ground, on the water, on the puddles, or whatever you just name it, on the tin roof, concrete roof, wherever it falls, it has got a rhythm. It has got a rhythm, and you see how many types of rains we can name. Drizzling, cats and dogs, heavy rain, blah, 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 a lot of rains. So rains has got their identity. So if it is drizzling, and if I say that it is raining, the person next to me would correct me. It is drizzling, it's not proper rain. Yeah, it has got its identity. Rain is distinguished by its nature, by its name. When I was growing up, I was never been like that playful. I'm not very active person. I was never been. So still, one thing I would enjoy, I believe, is like whenever it was raining, I used to go out with my friends to play football with them in the middle of the rain. So soaking in the rain, it was like very common thing in our country. Being a monsoon country, it rains heavily during the summertime. It doesn't rain in Bangladesh during the winter time. So that is the only period of time, only the season when it doesn't rain. But all over the year, it rains pretty much, which is we have got 6 seasons. The summer and monsoon. Monsoon is the most rainful season. That is the background. And when I have written this poetry was originally written in Bengali. When I was writing that poetry, that gave me a feeling of like identity, because I am always interested in identity, race, culture, and the culture. You see, the year I came in here, I found that it rains all over the year in here. In the winter, in the summer, every time, all the year it rains. And funny thing is, when it rains in Bangladesh, everyone wants to try to get a shelter. That here they don't bother about the rain. They don't bother if it is raining. They keep walking the way they had been walking. Whatever they were doing, they keep doing the same thing, similar thing. So you see the difference. Bangladesh back of my head, back of my mind is something else, and I am experiencing something else in here. In Bangladesh, even all those challenges, all those poverty and other things you can hear, you can read on the newspaper, whatever the poverty, negativity we have got, but we are very romantic and we enjoy rain. We enjoy rain. But here, I cannot say that it will be lie if I say that I enjoyed raining in this country. Because when I went out, if it was on my body, I felt like I have got piece of ice on my body. It is so cold. It is not as romantic as it is in Bangladesh. But as Althea, Farisai, and Catherine was mentioning, that and raindrops on the rainfall on the rooftop tin roof, that is the most romantic thing I think one can imagine of, one can experience of. And if you have this experience, you're on a boat, it is raining in the middle of the boat, that boat is in the middle of the river, and it is raining heavily. That is heavenly thing. So if
Sorry.
the slightest poetic mind, you'll be immersed with that situation, that circumstances. Yes, Althea.
I was just about to say the romantic part about the rain. I didn't want to mention. I didn't want to mention that, but now that you say it, because in Jamaica when it's raining, you don't want to get out of bed, and if you listen to the men speak in Jamaica, you will hear what they said. As soon as the rain starts, if they're in bed, oh, as soon as the rain starts, I draw my sheet. They pull the
Exactly.
covers and they
Exactly, yes. And on top of that, yes, that happens in Bangladesh anyway. Whoever can enjoy that thing, that they can, unless or otherwise they have got a very harsh reality to go out for work
yeah.
or anything to earn their
Yeah, and
bread and
they don't
breakfast.
want to go to work when
Yeah.
if it's raining. Yeah.
Yeah. And most of the cases, whenever it will be raining, we will be hearing something else. Khichuri and gorur mangsho, which is khichuri is like a mix, zolo fries. It is some kind of zolo fries with a mixture of like vegetable, lentils and rice, and and a little bit of spicy, of course. And other thing, this should go with beef curry, beef
Yeah.
buna. So that is another delicacy of Bangladeshi cuisine. So that is the sweetest part of rain in back home
Yeah.
and at the back of my head. But when I came in this country, I may sound harsh, but this is the truth. Apart from like seeing, hearing the sound of those rain, I couldn't enjoy that. So what happens? It has got characteristics. It is distinguished in nature, by nature. It has got different names. But as a person, what is my identity then? I came here in this country, it's about 20 years now, to make this country my home. I have taken this country as my home. But the people who are native, most of them, they couldn't take me as their friends or anything positively. Only a few number of people, native people, they have accepted us as an individual, as a person. They think that we are a liability. We are burden to them. They're refusing us to accept. They're refusing our contributions to make this country beautiful, to keep their economy running. We are contributing. They're forgetful, easily forgetting that how much money this immigration brings in their economy only by the visa fees, only by the visa fees. So forget about
I
like
don't think, to be fair, I don't think they forget. I don't think they forget. They just,
ignore.
the way they view us is personally, I think it's a choice. It's like
Yeah.
when you don't like someone, you can come up with a whole list of justifications, but are they really facts? I mean, surely, if you take, for example, what was going on last week or is it 2 weeks now? All this noise that was going on. Alongside the noise that was going on, there were videos that were being shared everywhere about what made that noise wrong and correcting what was being given as reason, being corrected with facts. But still, people choose not to take that on, because taking something on like that means you need to change your attitude, means you need to change your viewpoint, means you need to change your behavior. And people just don't want to change.
Yeah,
So immigration has been going on time immemorial, and people are not stupid. They know what contribution uh, migrants bring to the country. They know. No one can say they don't know. If they say that,
exactly.
it's an excuse.
Exactly. They cannot ignore that. A single person who has got minimum common sense, they would know that. They could imagine that. But this is their informed based choice. They refuse to accept that.
Yeah.
And they know that. They refuse to consciously, they refuse to accept that, accept our, they think, as a matter of fact, you will see we have got loads of friends. As you can, I mentioned this last week as well, if not in this platform, I mentioned this several times in other platforms as well. Birmingham RMC was saved by another group of white people, native people. They protested against the racist propaganda. They fought against those racist people. Another friends, our friends of like white people, they are supporting us. Of course,
Yeah.
if they wouldn't support us, our life would be very danger. Our life would be in danger in this country. So we must admit that. We must appreciate that. Yes, we have got some friends, many friends than a little. I wouldn't say enemy, who think differently. I am a strong believer in positive thinking, and I still believe that the narration they have got at the moment, some people, a group of what is the opportunist people are motivating them differently. Far right group people are taking that advantage of their ignorance. They're afraid of accepting differences, appreciating differences. So the day they will know these like these differences make the country beautiful, make the place beautiful, the place will be a beautiful place for living. This country will be a beautiful place for living. Everyone should appreciate that. Everyone should appreciate even more generously. So getting back to my poetry, this rain in here is a very big metaphor, and I believe that it is reflecting the culture. Of course, I mentioned about like romanticism, and of course the politics as well. So
Yeah.
we are not, nothing is out of the politics, nothing is out of the economy. The reason I'm in here today, the reason I am speaking in front of you today, all the part of the politics, all the parts of like economic sociology. So as long as we will be accepting this positively, the things will be positive. That is what I wanted to say through my poem. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, Morshed. It's actually it's interesting what you just said at the end, that everything has political connotations in it. I was thinking that this morning, that people try to separate things when it suits them, and then they try to bring them together when it suits them. And these are human choices, not necessarily motivated by your color or your race or your gender or what. It's all motivated by a combination of your mindset and maybe your emotions, or maybe a situation that's going on. Because we talk a lot about we are not wanted here, and I'm not saying that's a lie, but we also need to realize that when we are in our own places, even if we narrow it down to just when I'm in my own home, I have this feeling that I can say, this person, I don't want that person in my house. I don't want that type of person in my house. But that's not to say that type of person is totally a bad person. It's just not a suitable person for me as an owner of this house. So I have that choice to say, I don't want you here. But sometimes, because of situations and circumstances, I'm forced to let that person in. I'll use my health situation as an example. There's somebody a few months ago, an ambulance was called, and one of the people that came, one of the paramedics, was somebody I dealt with when I was working, where I was working, and he used to try to take shortcuts, with things, with the protocols of when you call an ambulance to collect a client, what needs to be done, what do they need to take with them. He used to like to just take shortcuts. And so I didn't really like that person. And then situations changed. An ambulance was called for me. And he was one of the people that came here to help me. And he was totally different. His behavior was totally different. Now, whether it's because he knew that I know what's supposed to be done, and he knew that if he didn't do it right, I would make a fracas, I would make noise about it, or if he was different because of the other person that he was with, I'll never really know. So, yeah, we can say, generally speaking, we are not wanted. Or generally speaking, I feel out of place. But we must also sometimes come out of the generalized notions and allow ourselves to feel at home where we are. I'm always saying I belong wherever I find myself, whatever time I find myself in, whether I'm happy about it or whether I'm not happy about it. I'm at home where I'm at. Because if I wasn't supposed to be here, I wouldn't be here. I personally wouldn't be here if I wasn't meant to be here. I was deported at some point, but I still ended up back here. And how do you explain that? I think sometimes we overthink this race, this gender, and this identity situation. I think sometimes we get overly focused on it, that we miss little pleasurable things. And this is some of the thoughts that I had when I was reading your poem. Identity is whatever you allow yourself to feel, whatever point in time you allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. A lot of times I feel like I should be in Africa, I should be back home with my sisters and my mom and my family and all that. But when we argue, I'm like, yes, that's why I left, because you people, you don't support me. You see what I mean? You feel like you belong in different places depending on how you're feeling. Those are some of my reflections I had on after reading your poem. And it probably sounds very random, but yeah, I guess that's the art of reflection. I don't know if anyone else has something to say about the poem.
Yeah. With me, I thought when I was reading Moshe's poem, he says, I have yet to get to know this foreign rain. Foreign rain. remains unknown. So this rain remains foreign to me with a strong identity. So even rain is in identity. Do they? What is the identity then in this land? But does the rain also have a race? Yeah, when you read this, you reflect in your life and you realize that yeah, even the rain is got an identity, because just like the way we explained that at home when it's raining you eat from the rooftop, and when you are in this country you eat on the windowsill, on the windows, because it doesn't rain like what it does in our country in Africa. So being foreign in a foreign land, I've said this several times. I said until you become an immigrant in another country, you will never understand what immigrant, the word itself means. And you will not even understand what immigration is all about until you become a foreigner yourself. And a lot of people have not experienced this thing called immigration, where you have to go through the borders and you're asked where, why, how long are you going to be here? And then you realize then that, oh, by the way, I'm in another country where I have to present myself to an immigration officer. So until you become that person, then you start to recognize either your vulnerability or your strong points to say, okay, I'm here now, so I'll be here. What am I gonna do? You have to meet the circumstances sometimes and still keep your head high, because looking at what happened the previous week, I was challenged and I didn't know what to do. I sort of got to a point where I started being fearful for my life, because what happened was not called for. And then I looked at myself, I've been here for almost more than 20 years now, which means I should be somewhere where I would say, okay, this is my home and I belong here. But because of my color, because of the background that other people see, they would judge and think when they talk of immigrants, what they see is color. It's not about why you are here or your entitlement to be in that country. So a lot of times we find ourselves questioning if I'm in the right place or I should be out of this country and go somewhere. But then when it comes to us, especially from Zimbabwe, we were colonized by the British. They were everywhere. We had places where we were not allowed to go to. Even went to a toilet, there were designated toilets that they would tell you that you don't go to this toilet. In our own country.
Yeah. Mm.
We were told to go to a theater to see, maybe there's a film that is gonna be shown in that theater. You would get there and you are told you are black. You can't go in this. But it was in our country. They used to have streets where you would go shopping. Because if you are seen there, you'll be eaten by dogs or you'll be arrested and put into prison.
We could only watch films Custodat and
Yeah, we only could go to Stoddard
So-
Hall. That's where we used to go when there was
Stoddard
music.
Hall, and it will be like a screen. It will be like, what do you
Yeah.
call it? It's become popular now, but back then
Yeah.
it was a sign of struggle, really.
It was a sign of struggle. Our generation, we used to go to those places because that is where we would meet and then we would feel comfortable. Otherwise, you wouldn't go to town. I remember my father was a head chef. He used to cook, but we were never allowed to visit where he worked. So when you look at these things, I'm not surprised how they feel when they see a black person, because they did that when I was young and in our own country. They did that. So to them it's normal. But I hope one day they will understand that my color doesn't matter, because that is how I was created. I cannot change the color of my skin. I remain this color. I'm brown and I will forever be brown. But the fact that being in this country, I've contributed, I've worked, I've not been on benefits, I've worked. Now I'm a pensioner. The pension that I'm getting is I worked for it, contributed my NI. So when they generalize and say they come for benefits and that, the thing that hurts me more is when they talk of an immigrant and what immigrant to them is black. That was they call us. That's where it
Well,
hurts.
auntie,
So when you talk of the rain, you look at the rain. It's still, whether it was in Africa, it's still rain. It's still white. It's still clear. And when you are in this country, it's also rain. It doesn't matter where you are. The rain is rain, and the sun comes the same way and goes to sunset in the same way. So I don't know. It's only a question of being ignorant sometimes, and it's also a question of thinking someone is superior because of their color, or someone is superior because this is how they feel. So somehow, some way, it still remains a mystery to everyone to think a human being can treat another human being in that way. So being an immigrant, definitely it brings misery, it brings good memories, but you can be very you can be very you can be very rich in a foreign land, but there's a time when you feel, of course I'm rich, of course I'm doing the things right, but still I'm foreign. So I think it doesn't go away. That's my take.
I'm just going to contribute a little bit as well, just picking up from Auntie Katie. So, yeah, basically, that is the thing. But I have always gone back and reflected on myself as well, saying to myself, what was my portion? Like, I've been here, like you were saying, many years, and it's like, how much have I done to actually make sure that I am at home and stop feeling awkward? Because like your example and Katie of like being in Zimbabwe but still feeling segregated and discriminated in your own native land. So it's like, how long, this is how I reflect, how long then will I be? Because if in my own country I'm not respected, here I'm not respected, what then happens? So I then in the end just try and be myself at a point and time, and just being aware that I will take what I need to take, and I will make sure I raise myself, my profile, to make sure that if I'm challenged, I can challenge back, that kind of thing. Because I'm looking and thinking, we've been here so many years. There are new people coming and they are crying and they've got issues with settling and feeling at home. And we are still crying and we can't even support those new people. And yet we've been here, we know the ins and out of it. Yeah, I just don't know how we can, sort of help each other to sort of move forward, because we do need to move forward. We can't stay feeling like I'm a migrant, because our passport is saying now. The passport is saying British now. You can walk into an office and you are writing British on a paper. So I don't know how we can help each other to just, get that mentality sort of maybe in the background, not so much in front of us. And also, like, when stuff is being said, stopping being too twitchy, that, or maybe they mean me, maybe they're saying this because I am that person. So I really try and reflect, and always when something is said, I always stop and say, what else could it mean?
Mm.
I don't know, but that's just me.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to say anything to what it has just said? Or can I say what I wanted to say? I want to give people a chance to speak.
I get, I do get where Titi's coming from with the, it's some form of, I still identity reason, because you, even though your passport said you're British, as Titi said, you still feel, it's like this, you feel like an imposter in some way, because you're never ever gonna be accepted as born British, of not,
I think
not of our complexion. Mm.
what Titi is suggesting is, let's think beyond
Yeah.
being
Let's
Yeah.
see
accepted.
beyond. Yes, let's see.
Let's
Yeah.
think beyond being accepted, because if you
Yeah.
look at me, for
Okay.
instance, if you look at me, for instance, I accept myself. I claim what belongs to me.
That's
I'm
yeah.
Christian. The
No, no.
Bible says I have authority to trample on serpents and scorpions. I have authority over this world. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if I land in South Africa for 2 years, I have a right to be there. If I land in the UK for 20 years, I have a right to be there. Right.
Exactly.
Rather than focusing on who is agreeing with that. Like right now, I could ask the six of us, do you agree with that, with what I just said? I have a right to be right where I am right now. Whether I'm
Yes,
happy or not
Yeah.
happy has very little to do with whether I have a right to be here or not. It has
that's
a
it.
lot to do with
Me.
how I see things, how I feel.
You have a right to be here because the law agrees that you have a right to be here. And you can also challenge whoever comes to you and say, yeah, you know right to be here. You can always say, yeah, I do, because I have a right to be here. I'm here, and I'm actually qualified to be here. But
Mm.
it's one way or the other, the people that you meet will not make you feel you have a right to be in the country because
Yeah.
That's
of
their
your color,
problem.
especially when it comes to brown people.
That's their
Because of your
problem, as far
color,
as
they
I'm
don't want
concerned.
you to be, they don't believe you can be in the country. But the thing is, for how long will you be strong enough to say, I have a right, and answer back?
But you
Because
don't
sometimes,
necessarily have to answer back, Auntie. You don't necessarily, at times, you don't owe anyone any explanation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't always have to justify yourself. It's just like back home. Yeah. You have people that don't like some of the things that you do, Auntie.
mm,
Are you
Mhm.
going to stop them just because they don't like what you're doing?
no, just have to
Exactly.
continue.
So apply that same logic wherever you are. People say to me, "Oh, go back where you came from. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, you're taking our money. Oh, I know the truth.
Yeah.
And I also know that even if I explain this to this person, they will never get it. So why should I waste my time doing it?
That's it. That's it. Exactly. Yeah. I'll give you an
It's
example.
just like life. Nobody wants to die, but we all know we're going to die.
Mm.
So
Mm.
why even dwell on it? I don't dwell on death at all. To me, I'm gonna die when I'm meant to die.
Yeah.
I've had near misses. If you follow my social media, in the last 10, 12 years, I've had 4 near misses,
Mm.
4 very close shave contacts with this death that people are afraid of. And I've not died.
Mhm.
So why should I waste my time thinking, hey, but what if I die? Hey, what's going to happen? There's some people who actually shake thinking, my things, when I die, my things. No,
Mm.
make
Oh,
use of your things. Make use that time you are wasting thinking about what's going to happen to your things when you die. Make use of those things so that when you die, they are well used. So
Yeah,
one is
yeah.
in this country, and everyone is saying you don't belong, you belong, you should walk the extra mile, you should do this,
Yeah.
you should do that, you should do this. Make the most of it.
That's it.
I went back home one time. I only lasted a year in Zimbabwe. No, 9 months actually, to be specific. 9 months. I lasted 9 months. And when I went home, I was under the impression that I've been persecuted to the limit in this country. I've been disrespected to the limit in this country. I've been sidetracked, waylaid, uh, excluded, isolated, and all the things you can, negative things you can think. Enough. And now that I'm going home, I'm going to find peace. I'm going to find love. I'm going to find joy. And I'm going to feel at home. Behold, I get home, no peace, no love. Yeah. In fact, I became a pauper. I lived in a car for over 2 months in my motherland, where back then I owned a property, which I don't anymore. But I was living in somebody's car, not even my car, somebody's car. These are the hard realities of life. And I want you to use my story to position yourself and make the most of where you're at. Focusing on who likes you and who doesn't like you, you are losing out on life. Trust me. People see me on social media making videos and all these things. I can make a video for 10 minutes. I can hold my pain for 10 minutes. I can take my painkillers and have the pain gone and do my videos for 10 minutes. And you see that video and you think, Paris life is. But 30 minutes from now, I'll be pulling myself, I'll be going on my knees trying to find where my painkillers are so I can feel the pain that I'm feeling. But what I've said to myself is I'm not going to say I'm in pain 24 hours of each day, because that is a lie. I have times when the pain is mild. I have times when the pain is kind of, I can't think straight because of the pain. And then I have times when I'm not feeling the pain. So it's up to me to structure my life according to that pattern. Those times that I'm in less pain, I do things for myself. And those times that I'm in too much pain to do anything, I have memories of all the good things that I've been able to do for myself. So even though I'm in pain, I have things encouraging me. I have things ensuring me. I have things maintaining my hope in life. Otherwise, I would have given up on life. The 4 different times that I've had near misses with death, if I were some people, I would have said, you know what? I've done enough fighting. But the honest truth is, it's not my fight that kept me alive. It's not. I'm alive because my time has not come yet. So am I going to sit here and think, oh, they don't want me here?
Also, the other thing is quickly to just add is to say that I think we can look at this place and see that somebody will kick their child out and make them homeless. We don't do that. So why are we thinking these people can accept us? Why are we worrying that we should be accepted? Let's accept ourselves and live and enjoy this land. Come on, guys, let's do it.
We go to Altheus. When are we going to Altheus? We enjoy what's there. And they can
Oh,
drink and
yes.
do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
I
Let's,
mean, how can you expect somebody who falls out of love with their child to the point of throwing them on the street to love
Yeah,
you that you don't even have
exactly.
blood with? How?
Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
They use politics as an excuse. It's an excuse, not a reason. They use color as an excuse. It's
Yeah.
an excuse, not a reason.
They
And
use
if you
yeah.
really
age.
want to
They use age as
broaden
an
it,
excuse as
yeah,
well. They don't
if you
visit
want to
their old.
broaden it, you
So
can
why
go
bothering?
disability, you can
Yeah.
go gender, you
Yeah.
can go adult against versus child, you can go husband versus wife, There is
Yeah.
always some discrimination of some
Yeah.
sort going on everywhere.
Yeah. So,
But
guys,
what your life amounts to is a choice that you have to make.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom always said to me, you can make $1 out of 15 cents. When I was living in a hostel in this country waiting for my papers, I was getting 30, was it 35 or 37 pounds a week? Yeah,
Hmm.
as an allowance. I survived. And then after I got my papers and I was working, and the first year I was very excited that I'm now working as a professional nurse. I'm utilizing my qualification, blah, 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 blah. I'm making 4,000, I'm taking home 4,500 every month. And this is a leap from 37 pounds a week to that. But here's the funny thing. I still struggled. I actually faced a different kind of struggle. I couldn't
Yeah.
budget my money because of where my mind was at, my mindset. I couldn't budget that money. I used to sit a week after getting paid and think, I'm in overdraft. How is that even possible? I've just been paid 4,000 pounds. And a week later, I'm in overdraft. How is that possible?
Mm.
It's not racism that was making that happening. It was me
No.
mismanaging myself.
Yeah.
So it's really the same thing. While people are saying what they're saying, channel yourself, accept yourself, love yourself, focus yourself. Let everybody else do whatever they want to do.
Oh, yes.
And they will even stop poking you, they will even stop targeting you.
Yeah. Brilliant.
But if we generalize and say we are hated, we are struggling, as migrants, we are struggling. That is a lie. There are migrants here who are millionaires in this country. There are migrants in this country who are employing British people.
Yeah.
So
That is
don't
true.
reduce yourself. Don't reduce yourself by throwing yourself in these little groups that do not pick
Mm.
you up.
No.
These little groups that do not encourage you, that do not empower you or enrich you.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
it may
true.
be in the back of your mind that we are not wanted. Yeah, we are not. But I still have my 50-inch television there and I'm watching it. I still have a tap of water in that kitchen and I have my, what do you call it? I have my air fryer in there.
Sometimes you're even living a better life than the ones
And there
that.
are a lot of British people on the street.
Oh, yes, because they complained when they see what if they've come to
Yeah,
visit you and see what you
there
have.
is there's a Mbare in Brixton, Auntie. Mbare is like a marketplace in
Yeah.
Zimbabwe where
Yeah.
anything and everything is being sold. And there's a Mbare in Brixton where the British are shouting, £1 a pallet of tomato.
Yes.
Back home, doing that means you're poor. So what does that mean for them here? Why are we not focusing on these things to encourage ourselves that we are actually in a better place? They say
Yeah.
we are taking their jobs, yeah? They don't have a nursing qualification. I have it, so it means I'm better.
Yeah.
Don't need them accepting me for me to know I'm actually better. You
No.
can say I steal your job when you can't write your name.
Yeah.
That's your business. You can say I'm stealing your job when you are not going on the internet to search for that job. I don't just walk into a place and say, I'm taking this job, thank you very much. No, I go through a process, which is a process that the British came up with, the company owner came up with. And when I apply for a job online, I'm actually not searching to say, is it British owned? Is it Zimbabwean owned? Is it Bangladeshi owned? Is it, black owned or white owned? Or is it female owned or male owned? No, I see a job and I ask myself, do I qualify for it? Yes, I do. I apply for it on the basis of I qualify for the job. And I need money, period. If we were to focus on this race thing, why are we not looking who is recruiting for that job that I'm applying for? Because it's got no relevance.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the reason why we don't access. There are a lot of things that are out there for people, not for Black people, not for white people, not for men or women or young or old. It's there for people to take, to tap into, to facilitate your life. A lot of times we don't tap into these things because we have labeled ourselves the unwanted. Oh, they'll never
I think
offer this.
the thing is it's
They'll
all
never
about
offer
fear, I
this to
think.
us. But if it's there and you can apply for it and you qualify for it, why do you want them to come and offer it to you? Why do you want them to come into your house and say, Fari, there is this funding that you can get to do this, to do that, to do. You remember I applied for that research thing, that research project. If I had not applied for it, do you think someone was going to walk into my house and say, "Oh yeah, you people and your group, this is very suitable for you, for your group. Please, there, take it." No, whatever is being offered, there are ways of getting it. And if you're not willing to go through that process, don't then say you are denied it.
Oh, as you
No, because you
mentioned,
can tell.
how is it going with the project?
It was confirmed that it's starting in September. They still
Okay,
haven't, yeah, they confirmed that we got the place,
all
but
right.
they haven't, they're struggling to agree on a date to start, but it's gonna be in September.
Okay,
Whether it's gonna be the second half of September, it's most likely going to be the second half of September.
that's good.
Yeah, but it's been confirmed. So my point is, we've become so stuck in that realm of we are not wanted, we are hated, we are discriminated, but we still have to survive. We still have a right to enjoy. If you're allocated a tiny place, I'm here in my little flat, I should make the most of it and not think about conquering the world when I haven't conquered this living room that I'm sitting in.
Mm.
I can't conquer the world until I've conquered this space that I'm occupying. That's the same thing as I can't conquer the hate out there until I conquer the hate that I'm allowing myself to take on as a person.
Yeah.
And I can't show the love that I want to people if I can't give it to myself. How can I demonstrate it to people out there?
It's a teaching
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that's brilliant. Yeah, cool.
This conversation coming from a poem.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. I mean, to be honest, I'm actually even thinking that we could maybe do the next session as like maybe and like an NLP centered type of thing, to just sort of, use some
Oh
of the
yeah,
tools and see
definitely.
what do you, I'm just throwing that there.
Definitely. I actually like that idea. We could do a mindset thing.
Mm.
You could lead it, sister.
There's two coaches in the team, so they can share.
Okay.
Yeah, but you could share it, and then I could chip in. Auntie Catherine is also a bit of a coach as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I mean, I think we do need to rearrange our mindsets.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
took me a long time to be where I'm at, but since I've stepped into that realm, I'm like life. I just make the most of life wherever I'm at.
Mm.
Even when I'm in hospital, people get surprised when I say to them, "Yeah, I was in hospital yesterday. I was having a procedure." And I'm like, "Oh, I was talking to you yesterday." Yeah, I was in hospital. But I used to become so depressed when I know I'm going today, like Monday, I'm going into hospital. I would start stressing about it Friday. So my whole weekend is spoiled because I have a hospital appointment on Monday. And now I've taught myself
I
I
just
will
don't do that anymore either. If I have an appointment, whether
yeah,
it's an operation or anything, I just
yeah.
don't stress
So that's
myself
why
about
they're
it.
stressing about
Because
it
when you
Friday, Saturday,
stress and
Sunday.
work yourself up, it doesn't come off
Hmm.
good. Yeah.
It's not gonna cancel the appointment. It's not gonna change the fact that you have a procedure going
Yeah.
on. So, might as well make the most of whatever is better, wherever you're at
And
that moment.
the more relaxed you are, it's better for you. It's
Exactly.
quicker you heal.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
So Shropshire. When is Shropshire then? Because
Hey, shall we go next weekend?
yeah.
You guys,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't want to move
guess
before we done the trip.
next weekend I'll be at work. That's why I'm back. Else I would still be in Sweden. So let me look at the calendar. I finished on the 28th.
Because I'm moving on the 30th.
So you're moving on the 30th. So guys,
Because
you can
after I've
come.
moved,
What
I'm gonna
time
be
would you want to come on the 28th?
is that the 28th is what?
Let me see what day it's the 28th. Let me just look at my calendar and see what day
Because the 28th, it's midweek, isn't it?
is it.
I think so. Because
Uh
30th is the
yeah, the 28th is a Wednesday.
I didn't realize it dropped. Where is she?
But it is Doctor. Oh,
Mm,
guys, you come back. Miss Jackson, Miss Rose, you back? Miss Jackson, I don't hear you.
I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to let her in.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on and I'm listening. So yeah, I mute the mic because when you travel and you come back, you're so busy sorting out things and all of that. But I'm here and I'm listening. There are points that I cannot really wade into, seeing that I'm not an immigrant and all of that. But I can listen and learn.
Yeah.
I can listen and learn. Yeah. And right now, I am trying to get out of the house. Have to go on the road with Casey and Althea. So, she's a realtor and she's going to look at a house. So I'm going with her. I'm taking her.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So have a good day.
All right then, sis.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was trying to add you back to let you back in to see, and it kept dropping you again. I don't know
Are you
if
still
it's
recording, Barry?
yeah. Hang on. Shall we? Do you want us to stop recording?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't mind. But like we were talking about the trip next.
Yeah.
You were
I was-
checking if the 28th is a weekend. I don't think it's a weekend because 31 is a
No,
Saturday.
it's a Wednesday. 28th is a Wednesday.
Can people do midweek?
Not me, I can't.
Okay.
I might be away.
All right.
Okay.
So if all goes to plan, I'll be in Washington. So
Oh, lucky you.
September isn't that cold still, so
Yeah,
can
but
see
I
them
don't know.
doing.
It will probably have to be the other half of September because after moving, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be knocked out physically,
Yeah.
and I'll still have to be sorting out stuff.
Okay.
So the first, second week of September. But that's not to say people can't go, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, we are used to the weather. It
Yeah.
Yeah,
can be
people,
September, it
people
can be
can
October.
people
I think
can
I'll be
still
home
go
by
even
I'll be
if
home by I'll
yeah,
be home by
people can still
September.
go even if I'm not able to attend myself.
No,
Because
no,
Mm.
no. Guys, you're waiting for me to come back. So why would they want to go without you now?
We are never going to find a date when everyone is there. That's what I'm saying.
No, that will not happen.
that will
So if we're
yeah,
going to say, oh, we're waiting for this one, we're waiting for this one,
Mm.
it will never happen.
yeah. Because even that
We're
midweek,
never going to be
said,
available. We're never all going to be available.
Okay.
The idea is these activities need to be done anyway.
yeah.
Mm.
Because even that midweek as well could be thrown in and then
Yeah,
see how many people respond and
yeah,
then work according to the responses.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could possibly
Um,
do the
um,
midweek
well,
one.
one thing I might want to add, if on the day when Fari is moving, if some of us can get together and assist her in moving.
Yeah, if she shares her date and we are available, why
Oh
not?
yeah. What date did you say, Fari?
Um, it's the Saturday.
That's the
I keep
31st.
saying the 30th. It's the 31st because it's the
Yeah.
Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the the 31st.
Yeah. So can we do that? And then after that we plan the date to meet up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can put the two options, the midweek one,
Yeah.
the 28th, or maybe one of the weekends in September,
Yeah.
and see how many people are free on, those dates,
Yeah. Yeah.
and let the numbers decide because I
Yeah.
don't want to keep pushing it and pushing
Yeah.
it away and pushing it away.
The boat trip was planned for the 14th of September, Saturday the 14th.
Maybe we could push the boat trip and do your side.
Okay.
Because I think people were more keen on coming. I keep forgetting the name
I
of
know that for people were looking at going to Carding Mill Valley.
Cardinal Valley. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting that name. People were more keen on Cardinal Valley. So I would say maybe if we say the 14th um
Yeah.
instead of going on the Sabrina, we
Yeah.
go to Cardinal Valley.
Okay.
So
So
either the 28th of August or the 14th of
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Let me write that down.
Yeah.
I can't find a pen. Oh, I had a friend who came yesterday. When you're sorting out things, you have your own little piles that you can understand.
Mm.
And she came, I went to the kitchen with her sister. When I came back, she had packed everything. And now I can't find the book. I had to literally get into the box to get the other copy from the other pile. I can't find any pen. I can't find my notebook. I mean, it's good that this living room is now looking like someone can walk around it. It made it really look really nice. But now I'm lost.
Never mind.
I'll
I've
find
lost-
a pen. Can someone take those dates down? And then put them on the
Yeah,
group.
I'll put them in my calendar. So when you want, you can
Okay.
okay.
I was just
So
You know, when we were recording, Morshed did ask if we were more recording and maybe an edit. I'm not sure. Should we share the recording or should we just capture minutes?
When you say shared, you mean share with the group?
Yeah, because once it's put out, you know.
Yeah. You
They
can't
will
edit
stand
it
on,
again.
yeah.
Is it not that we want people to start seeing things differently?
No, it's just because I remember Morshed was saying, is this the record? Is it being recorded? And then I wasn't sure whether he was like, it's okay
No,
or
Morshed is okay with it being recorded. He actually wanted his perspective to be taken on record because he was saying he wants to know what people think of it.
okay, cool then. That's all right.
Mm. Yeah, he wasn't saying it from the perspective that he doesn't want it recorded. No, he
Okay.
just wanted to make sure that the reason, and I think I understand why that is, because this book, yeah, it's being distributed, and I'm quite sure people are getting their own views on
Yeah,
it. And it would really be good, like what we are doing, having the person who's written the story there to explain himself so people can actually get where he was coming from or where I was coming from. Um, I wish the other writers could come in actually.
Yeah. I think we might have to put it onto TGI UK and see if
Yeah,
any.
come to think of it.
Yeah.
I had said to is that Helen? What's her name? From TGI
Teresa.
Teresa. I keep calling her Helen for some reason.
Yeah.
I had said to Teresa, I'm gonna see if we can do book reading. And she was quite excited about it. And she
Yeah.
said there's a few of the writers that have been doing book reading, like in libraries and whatever. So I might connect with her and
Yeah.
say to her, we've been reading the different stories and we've had three of the writers, literally hold discussions over the writings, and we're discovering that, perspectives really can be different. So it would be interesting if these other writers would be interested in joining in the book reading. So we
Yeah.
get a broader perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure she'll be up for it because
Oh yeah, she would be. Teresa would be so happy with that.
yeah, she's called me to read my story several events, probably more than 10 events this year. So it would be nice to have other people coming in to actually talk about their own story.
Honestly, yeah, because I mean, it will be really nice as a writer to know the impact, to know how people are perceiving your writing, and that can actually go even further, isn't it? I think it's a good
Yeah,
idea of getting Teresa involved.
definitely. I'd forgotten. I promised to tell her when we start book reading
Yeah.
and tell her what the. She said she was very interested to know what sort of discussions we have and
Yeah.
what people's thoughts are. So I might actually see if she can join the group as well,
Yeah.
even if it's temporarily, so she can get perspectives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll connect with her just
If
as soon as
Teresa is gonna come on, then we read Teresa's story. I think she's got stories in it. I
Oh
think.
yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Definitely, we could start with her.
Yeah.
That is an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay. Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
shall we do
Can we ask Rose if there's anything she would like to, because she's not in the UK. Some of the topics doesn't pertain to
oh
her.
yeah.
If
Sorry,
there
Rose.
is anything she would like
Sure.
us to
For
talk
us to
about, that
do.
she would
Right.
like us to talk about, that anything that she would want to know, because we can explore or we can research whatever she says. We can do some research on it. And then,
Definitely.
yeah,
My apologies. I forget that some people are actually not here.
yeah. I know, Farizai.
Sister
That's why I
Rose.
try to remind you,
Hmm,
because I know that
yeah.
maybe
The
can't
Sister
remember
Rose.
every. Sister Rose.
If you have any things that, any activity that we can do online that you'd like us to do, or any topic that you would like us to discuss, you
Even
can
if
let
it's
us know.
health-wise, because we have nurses on here,
Hmm, you can let us know now, or
or
you
you
can,
can let me know or put it in the group.
let Althea know, or you can put it on the group yourself. Um, that group really, people should be free to express themselves. And so, yeah, have a think on it and talk to any one of us here or any one of the admins on WhatsApp if you are not keen on putting it up there yourself.
She,
She's muted.
oh,
She's dead.
oh, you're muted. Oh, she's still muted.
Did you say something?
We were saying, Rose, she could also suggest maybe topics that we can do because she's not in the UK and the other four of us, we are here. So we've been going on and on and on about stuff in England, really.
Yeah.
So we want to be inclusive. If there's
Yeah.
something that she
Yeah.
would like us to do, that then includes her.
Yeah,
Or
I will
even
send her. I will send her a
something
message
from
because
where she
maybe
is.
her phone is playing up. So I'll send her a message.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Or even something from where she is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Because
know.
here
Yeah,
on Zoom means we are globally located, really.
we are.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I was gonna do a welfare check before we go. Miss out there, you're always on the toes.
I don't know why I'm always there, but yeah, I'm okay, guys. I had a really good time in Sweden. Sweden is beautiful, and yeah, and I will definitely be going back. I might be
We should
taking my grandson sometime next
we
month.
should make a trip to Sweden, guys.
Yeah, it would be lovely. Yeah,
Group.
yeah.
Yeah.
We went up on the train. The train was 5 hours, and we sat that 5 hours when we were going and coming back. I had sleeping quarters, but it was a bunk bed which I had to climb on, and I said, "No way, I'm not going up there." So I just sleep on the chair.
But it would be fun, if we went like as a
If
group.
it's a
Then
group,
that
yeah,
five
yeah,
hours would be fun.
it would be so much fun. Yeah,
Besides getting to Sweden itself, that 5 hours would be fun.
so much fun. Yeah, if it's a group, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay.
Auntie Catherine, how are you doing?
Yeah. Well, we learn every day. We get empowered every day.
Yeah.
And we get to, it's like you go somewhere, you find something that gives you the courage to keep on going, and also to understand yourself somehow. When you are sinking, you come up, you drink some water, but you swim.
You drink gallons.
But you still manage to swim. And then when you get to the shore, you're like, oh, I'm here.
Wow. I think, oh yeah, I'm still here.
I've made it. Finally. So yeah, well, I think everything for a reason. As we always say that there's nothing that comes to you that was not meant for you.
Yeah.
So many times, yeah, it does happen, and it's one of those things that we then come out and come on the other side. We've learned something or two, and fine. So yeah, it has been a great day. a great meeting. Fine.
Brilliant.
Let's keep going.
Thank you, Auntie. You should buy a big suitcase and take me with you to.
I will try.
Sissy, how are you doing?
Okay. So to begin with, when we went on the meeting, I was driving back from I watched the aliens, the third aliens movie this afternoon.
Ooh,
It was really,
woohoo.
it was a lot of fun. So I
Wow.
couldn't put my video.
Okay. I thought, she normally has a video. Oh,
You knew there was something. Anyway, yes, it was good, and I mean, the week has been great as well. So it was lovely as well to see your faces, everybody happy and all that. Yeah, brilliant. And the meeting today was awesome. Thank you so much, everyone.
thanks, sis.
Thank you.
Sis Rose, how you doing? Are you okay? You're muted.
What's it? Oh,
I think
I don't know.
maybe a phone is playing up like you were saying.
Yeah. Because she had said earlier that the phone was something was going on with the phone, but then she came back and we haven't heard from her. So
Mm.
maybe it. Yeah.
We'll try and catch up. We'll try and catch up on WhatsApp and check how she's
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for me, fun and games. I'm counting down to the day I'm moving, and I'm getting a bit nervous. Oh my gosh, I'm like my pulse is. I keep checking my. I keep checking my pulse. I've never really been a fan of moving. I love changing places and traveling and all that, but when it
Mm.
comes to moving, if I was wealthy, I would rather just pay somebody and go somewhere for however long it takes to pack my things and take them to where I'm moving to. But unfortunately, that's not possible. So yeah, I'm persevering. But I've done very well. I think by the time we get to the 31st, I'll be ready to rumble. Last week I was panicking a bit because I had to keep my foot up, which means I couldn't, do the packing and whatever. So I was like, the day's gonna come. Give it time to take it out. But yeah, I'm back on it. And the same friend that was here yesterday is coming back tomorrow. But this time I'm gonna sit and watch where she's putting things. She's very fast when she's. I said to her she should start a business for packing for people who are moving because she's really very good at it. So I'm surprised.
The time
Yeah,
is
so yeah, we all okay. Morshed wasn't feeling too good, so he had to drop off a little bit early. But it's because of that procedure that his head done. So we'll just check on him on WhatsApp once we're finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Auntie Mary also is not feeling well. So we should remember her and check up on her
Yeah.
throughout the week.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies. Every
Thank
day
you.
after the Zoom, I feel
Yes, that's it. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you guys. And
Yes.
yeah, so we'll meet up soon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
You
Auntie.
take care.
You too.